Welcome back, Android developers. Yes, you are an Android developer by now because you've learned a great deal about Android development. You learned about buttons and how to set up event listeners. You've learned about text views and how to display something on text views, about the layouts and how you use your IDE, the Android Studio, to drag and drop layouts, views, and components and so forth. In this video, we're going to continue talking about our views, but in this case we're going to talk about another component, another widget that comes with Android called EditText. And EditText is just a little view where you can, when you tap, the keyboard comes up, and so you can then start typing whatever you want to type. You can put your name, you can put numbers, you can put whatever you want in there. That's what we're going to do in this video. Okay, so as usual, let's go ahead and create a new project. So go File, New Project, and as we can actually get rid of that. No, we can't. So we're gonna call this My Edit Text, and I'm gonna name this here at the end Edit Text. Alright, so next for that 3, next, blank, next, and finish here. If we just close that. And now our project is building. Take a few moments. And there we have it. Our project, My Edit Text. And as usual, let's get rid of this. So right click, delete. Wonderful. Okay, so let's go ahead and find ourselves an edit text. So if we go here, where's the text fields? You just go to this plain text here, just drag. Let's put it in the middle here. So you want to be able to see anything. Let's go to our text here. Let's go ahead and give it a width. Let's say we want it to be 125 dp. And we want to have a height of 35 dp. And save that. We go back here. You can see now we have this line here. But if you click on it, so that's our text edit here. Now let's go ahead and quickly run this app. So click run, and again we go to use this one here, and it's gonna install and start running. We go to our, and there it is. As you can see, it just has this cursor here blinking. That means we can start writing whatever we want there. Okay. Alright, now there's a few properties you can actually attach to edit text, one of which is the hint property. So you go Android, say hint, as you see there. So a hint essentially is a hint. So it's a grayed out text that will go across our edit text so that we can tell people what kind of information we want them to enter. In this case we can say name, or we can say enter your name and save. If you go back here to design, and you can see, let's make this down here, it says enter text. You can see, since we've specified here in our edit text the layout width and height, and our text, hint text, is really long, so it kind of doesn't look good here. It's kind of cut off and everything. So that's why we're going to go back and now and put wrap content so that it's all flexible depending on how long the text is, and wrap content too. If you save and go back here, you see everything fits fine. As you can see, this is just something that shows up when you open up your app. It's not necessarily text that you've entered, it's just something that tells you what to enter inside of this edit text. So if we run again, we should definitely see the hint text which we have specified here. So it's running, and there it is. Now the moment you click on it and start typing, everything goes away. It's just a placeholder. Alright, now you notice here we did something. We actually just hard-coded our enter your name hint. It's fine, but as we are trying to get into the habit of always, any text we're going to be using, we always put in our strings file. So let's keep doing that. So it's say string name, gonna call name, let's call it hint text. Gonna call this enter your name. Now go back here, instead of having this hard-coded text, we're just gonna say add string, then we call it hint text, and there it is. While we're at it, we have an ID here. Let's just append an ID here. Again, you could have just left the way it is, or you can put any name you want. I just like to put a ID at the end. Alright, so now the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead to our main activity and reference and get this edit text here, so we can do whatever we want with, just like what we have been doing with text view and button. So the first thing we do, we say private. So we are creating instant variable for this class. So private, it's an edit text. I'm gonna call it my edit text, and we have that problem again. So just Alt or Option Enter. Put it top here, Option Enter, and we've imported our edit text here, which now means we can use it. And the way we do it, same thing, so we just reference my edit text is equal to, again, we cast it, it's an edit text, and we'll go find view by ID, say r.id.edit text. There it is. So now we have that reference. Now in order to retrieve that text that we've entered, it's very simple. What we do, we say my edit text that get text. That's simple. What my edit text that get text will do, we'll go ahead and get the text that we enter here, and then we can do whatever we want with that text. Now let's go ahead and add a button here, so that once we've entered whatever text, in our case our name, we're gonna say show, and then we're gonna show what we've just entered here. So let's go ahead, we know how to do this by now. Let's go find a button. So here's a button here, and we can put it at the bottom here. Let's go find a text view, put a large one and put it here. Let's go to our text here, and as you know, now everything was created. Now we have this button here. Let's go to our strings, our name, and create our strings resource here. We're gonna say string, and name is gonna be show button, show name. It's gonna get show name, and this one we're not gonna have anything inside, because that's where our edit text value is gonna be showing here. Perfect. So now let's save that, and here let's go, since we have our strings resource, let's go add string, and we're gonna call this show name, because that's what we named here, the name of the button, show name. So it's gonna show name. And if we go here and design, and there it is, show name. Perfect. Now our text view, it's empty here. It's there, it's just not showing because we didn't specify any text. Alright, so now if we go back to our main activity here, and since we've added a few widgets, we can go ahead and say private text view. Gonna call show my name text view. And then the next one is private button show button, and we're gonna say Alt or Option Enter to import the button there. And we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. We're gonna say then show my name text view is equal to, it's a text view, we're casting it, and find view by ID r.id.text view. That's because we didn't change it, but we can go ahead. I like changing my text views. Let's go here to text, this text view here, ID, I'm gonna put an ID here. Again, not necessary, but I just like to make sure things look good and consistent. So let's go back dot text ID. There it is. Perfect. So we grabbed our text view there. Now let's do the same with button. It's show button is equal, let's cast it, button, and then find view by ID, so r.id.get the button ID. What do we call it? Oh, it's a button, so let's go button ID. go back here for button ID. There it is. So we got it. Let's just delete this for now. Now let's set up our button here, because this is the button that when we click, we're going to be able to go and get the string or text that was entered and then show it in our show my name text view. So let's set up the button. So show button dot set on click listener, just enter, and then you say new. Perfect. So inside here, we're going to right click and we say generate. We want to implement override methods. We go to click, and there it is. Whenever they click this button, we want to go and get our myEditText value and then show it on our text view, right? So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to say then, we're going to put this value here into a string, because it's going to be a string, right? We're going to take that value and put in a variable so that we can use. So we're going to say then string my name is equal to null. What a null is just nothing. So we start instantiating a variable of type string that will hold our edit text, our value that they have entered. So you could put just null, or you can just say that. It's fine, okay? But for now, let's just put a null. Alright, so what are we going to do now? Let's go ahead and get our edit text. So the first thing we do, we say myEditText dot get text. Now, since it's a myEditText, information that comes out of the edit text, it's not a string. So the first thing we have to do is actually convert it to a string that we can then put in here, in our variable. So that's very simple. Just get dot and to string. So what we did here, we said, okay, go and get myEditText, which is this here, okay? And then we said, okay, go and get a text inside of that. And once you get it, convert whatever you got into actually a string that can be used. That's all you did here. And what we can do, we can just assign, since we've created this string here, we can just go say, then my name is equal to that, to whatever we got from the edit text, which is going to be in our string here. Perfect. Now all we have to do, as you may have guessed, is just display what we got into our text view. So show my text that set text and just pass in my name. Perfect. I'll be there. Let's give it a try and see. So we're gonna go here and run. With any luck, should get something working here. Alright, it's running. Okay, let's see here. My name is Paolo. And show. There it is. It says Paolo. Now we have a problem here. It's showing up here. We want it to show at the bottom here. Let's go and change that. Why is that doing it? Let's see. Well, let's go to the design here. Let's give it a name so we actually can see. Let's put something there and save. Oh, that's the problem. You notice that we went ahead and changed this, so let's go ahead and put it here, because all of that has to be the same. Otherwise it won't work. If you save it now and run again, it should show at the bottom. Okay, there it is, and there's our new app. I'm going to call it Paolo. And voila, there you have it. It says Paolo. If I say Nelson, we had it, there it is. You can say hey, and keeps adding. Congratulations, great. Now before we go anywhere, let's go over again what we've done here. So we have our edit text, which is a new widget that we've just introduced. We know of text view, we know of button. So that's what we're doing here. We're just creating instance variables that we can then reference from anywhere. And inside of our onCreate method, we are then fetching the values, which we are fetching our widgets, our edit text, button, text view, so that we can then access and do whatever we want with them. And here we are setting our button, the on-click event listener, And inside here we created a string variable called name, and we just gave it nothing, null. And then we set that string my name here to whatever we're getting from our edit text. And then in our edit text, we're actually converting whatever we're getting to a string that we can see, and then we're setting that to my name, and then we go back and take that our text view to show my name text, which is, and then we set a text